Hey guys, this is Miss Arlequin, and in this lesson we're going to be previewing vocabulary from the article How Candy Conquered America. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our first word, and what I would like you to do is to use our word rating strategy to basically determine how well you know this word before we actually see the definition and some example sentences. So our rating system is our 1 through 4 scale. You're going to give the word a 1 if you've never seen or heard the word before. You're going to give it a 2 if you've seen or heard it before, but you don't really know it. A 3 if you know the word, you can define it. And a 4, you're an expert on this word. You could teach it to other people. You know it. You can define it. You use it in your conversation or in your writing. Again, you're an expert on this word. So our first word is accumulate, which is a verb. So accumulate means to collect, gather, or let something pile up. So a lot of times people use the word accumulate to refer to money. Like when you put your money in the bank, you're accumulating interest, or you're earning interest. The money's growing. You could also accumulate money in a piggy bank. The more money you put into the piggy bank, you're accumulating more and more. When there's a blizzard, there's a lot of snow accumulations. A lot of snow has piled up. Or a stamp collector, they collect stamps or they accumulate stamps. All right, so now I'd like you to finish the following sentence using the word accumulate. "We must stop letting stuff accumulate on the kitchen table," said Brianna's mom. "The table looks like." So how could you finish the sentence with details that would support the definition of accumulate? And you see there's a picture on the screen. The picture does not necessarily have to be what you write about. It's just meant to enhance the sentence. All right, our next word is luxury. It is a noun. So on a scale of 1 through 4, how well do you know this word? So luxury is something nice to have or experience, but it's not necessary. So usually things that are luxuries are stuff that you can live without. People really use it to refer to things that are very expensive, things that make your life like amazing because they're just so awesome to have or to experience. So for example, an expensive pair of designer boots lined with the softest lamb's wool, that is considered a luxury when you really could buy a much cheaper pair of ordinary boots that would serve the purpose of keeping your feet warm, covering your feet. A lot of celebrities and millionaires have a lot of luxuries. So they live in houses that are very extravagant. They've got boats that have all of this special stuff to it. I mean, you could get, a boat is basically for going one place to another. You don't need to have all these extra things to accomplish that. Or here, this extra large, almost like a movie theater screen. This is a very luxurious room in somebody's house. All right, so now finish the sentence. Lena's brother left for college in the fall, and Lena is enjoying the luxury of. Our next word is palatable, which is an adjective. So on a scale of 1 through 4, how well do you know this word? All right, so palatable is something that's pleasant or acceptable, and it's usually used to describe food and drink. So when you see something that is really well made, it looks delicious, you could say it's palatable. But if you saw something that was all burnt, not in the way that it's supposed to, like Cajun cooking, but like really blackened and it doesn't look like something you want to put in your mouth, you would say it's not palatable. It could also be used to describe something that's acceptable to your mind, such as an idea or a notion. So like if your mom says, "Oh, how do you feel about going to the gym?" You could say, "Oh, all right, that's palatable. I could do it, basically. I could deal with it." So like my example sentence, Megan found the idea of going for a swim palatable. She's like, "All right, I'll do it." Now, obviously, if it's pleasant or just acceptable, this is really not that strong of a connotation. You wouldn't use it to describe something you're very excited about. Like, let's go to Great Adventure. Yeah, that's palatable. No. Usually people are extremely excited to go to Great Adventure. The only person who would maybe use palatable to describe going to great adventure would be someone who's not that into amusement parks. All right, so now let's finish the sentence. To make the sour lemonade palatable, the children blank. What did the children do? Our next word is plethora. Plethora is a noun. How well do you know this word? So a plethora is basically just a very large amount or number of something. It's probably even more than what is needed. Like in this photo that Chris Brown shared on his Instagram of his sneaker collection. This is a plethora of sneakers. So, I mean, another way of thinking about the word plethora is you can use it in place of the word a lot. Instead of saying this is a lot of sneakers, you could say this person has a plethora of sneakers. All right, so now let's finish the sentence. When Leo looked in the closet, he was pleased to find a plethora of blank because. What did he find a plethora of, and why was he so pleased to find it? Next, our word is remedy. Remedy is a noun. How well do you know this word? So a remedy is something that solves a problem, cures an illness, or reduces pain. So if you have a bad cold, the remedy could be to rest and drink lots of fluids. And if you're always late to school, the remedy might be to get up 15 minutes earlier. Or if you're in a fight with your friend, the two of you might sit down and try to find a remedy to the situation. So another way to think of the word remedy is to think of it as a solution. It's something that solves a problem. All right, now let's finish the sentence. Fran said, I need a remedy for. All right, finally, our final word is smuggle. It is a verb. How well do you know this word? All right, to smuggle is to secretly move something from one place to another, especially if doing so breaks a rule or a law. So the most famous or most common use of this word is to talk about drug dealers. Criminals often smuggle drugs into the country, and they do it in really a lot of creative ways. Now, you could also use it in a less criminal kind of context. For example, if your mom tells you that you have to leave your ratty old sweatshirt at home and you stuff it into your backpack without telling her and you bring it to school anyway, you're basically smuggling your sweatshirt out of your house. So anytime you sneak something out of somewhere, you could say you're smuggling it. So that's another way to think about the word smuggle. It's like sneaking something. I know when I was younger, I always used to sneak snacks into the movie theater to try to save some money. All right, to surprise his mother on her birthday, Josh had to smuggle. What was he smuggling in order to throw this surprise party?